Now, let's shift gears a little bit. In March last year, President Cyril Ramaphosa launched the Youth Employment Service, or known as YES. It was hailed as a way of getting the youth working. Now, Raizcorp and Lulaway have come up with a program that will help businesses to participate more easily in that scheme or that program. It's called YES Today. Now, Andile Mkhosana is the chairman of Lulaway, and he joins us now in the studio. Andile, thank you so much for joining us. I heard about Lulaway, and I was quite impressed by the numbers. It was stated in a report on the work that you've done in a short space of time that your local youth employment engine receives over 10,000 job applications every month. Tell us very quickly, before we speak about this new little program of yours, what does Lulaway do?
So Lulaway is essentially an organization that is places young people into the work environment in the private sector. We've been around now for the last 9 years. We've placed over, I think, 55,000 young people into work in that period. So essentially we use what we call job centers, which are basically structures where young people can come in and we can basically profile and screen them. We train them, recognize them, we place them into work. But we use a very powerful platform actually just to complement the actual job center network that we have and actually creating these profiles and place people into work.
Now, you've been doing that for 9 years, and yet more and more, I think possibly over the last year, I've been doing lots of interviews, just speaking around the mechanics of helping young people find work. And that's where your organization has really found a niche 9 years ago, before really people were talking about it. For instance, about the cost involved in finding work. Lots of people haven't spoken about how much it costs for young people to find work, to make sure they're ready to go into a work environment. Now, you and Raizcorp are looking to work with the presidency's program, the Youth Employment Service, to try and galvanize that and to speed it up, speed up the program and the number of youth you're able to help.
Yes. So essentially the partnership with Raizcorp, the importance of it is the fact that, you know, they've got a database of small businesses because they're basically a small business incubator. So the whole thing about YES is essentially to get more corporates to assist young people be placed in an environment where essentially they can work for a year. So the whole program of YES is obviously to put 1 million young people into internships over the next 3 years. But with Raizcorp, essentially, you know, the fact that they are involved in developing of small businesses, where the YES is essentially is to place these people not in just corporates, but also small businesses. You know, so yes, again, if you look at the corporates are basically, you know, subsidizing, you know, the entry into the space for young people. But Raizcorp and ourselves are actually saying that, you know, how can we get more of these young people into the work environment, particularly in the small business sector.
Now, we've heard repeatedly that for the economy to grow, small and medium enterprises is really where the focus needs to be. And when we're speaking about getting internships and getting entry-level jobs, we normally only speak about big corporates, but they can only employ so many people. What's the reaction been like from those smaller enterprises and those smaller entrepreneurs who have taken on of your interns and young people that you've connected them with?
So ourselves, the Lulaway, is you know, placing young people into sort of the corporate sector. We've been doing for the last 9 years, but with YES, obviously, you know, I think it was only gazetted in November last year only. So in that period, I think that the commitments of 12,000 jobs. I think they've actually put about 4,000 people into work at the moment. But I think the important thing is that these small businesses are also looking for young people that they can employ. And the fact that we've got these corporates that are actually subsidizing entry into this environment by small businesses actually will help these young people to be absorbed in the small business sector. But I think that, you know, the initiative, I mean, it's not the panacea for all the problems in this country. The important thing that, you know, you need to be able to get as many young people as possible to actually get some work experience, because we've done a lot of research in this space. About 80% of the people that actually have been in a work environment, at least for a year, or even about 6 months, actually they have a better chance of being absorbed on a permanent basis. So the whole idea is based to get as many young people as possible. Young people, I think that there's probably about 4 million young people at the moment that are not in education, not in training, not in employment, what do you do with that?
Missing middle, as it were.
Absolutely. But this whole project is to get as many of them to actually have a taste of the work environment. And, you know, I think essentially if you've had work before, you get a better chance of actually getting work.
Because that's where you learned about the deadlines, about discipline,
Absolutely.
and where
Absolutely.
how much you put in and how much you can
Especially
get.
in this entry-level space, because a lot of young people don't have what they call social capital, where they can actually don't have support from family, etc.
They might be the first people in their families going to work in that environment.
Absolutely. So our role as the Lulaway is actually to give them like personal support in saying that, you know, how do you actually integrate into the formal economy by finding work. But this whole idea is basically to take some of those 4 million people that have never worked before, put them in an environment where they could learn a trade, and the chances are that basically, I think it's crazy when someone says that, you know, if you are employed, you get a better chance of being employed. Indeed.
Yeah. If we have people watching who either want to get involved on either side of the spectrum you're servicing, where can they find out more?
Okay, cool. So you can email us at info@yes2day.
Yes2day, the word.
Exactly. Or come to our website, which is www.yes2day.co.za, or call us on 010-140-19515.
Fantastic. We wish you everything.
Thank you so much.
And please keep us posted on your results.
Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That's Andile Mkhosana, the chairman of Lulaway, telling us more around their program that they're running with Raizcorp to